right. Well,
I think it wise to divide our efforts. I'll work to circumvent the tower's magic defenses. You may need this goes without saying, but be on your guard.
unfortunately, I can't stand around and show you guys some of the dialogue and story content because, as you can probably tell, we're trying to blaze on through this. We are, of course, trying to focus on Mitchell. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we are. All right, so we are definitely trying for both mounts. So, welcome back to Kharazhan, by the way. It's kind of similar to how it was back in DC for the raids, but it's also been changed a bit. It's a little different. And there are a couple of cool mounts that you can get if you do this correctly. Now my teammate here went in by himself first, and then I was like, no, wait, so I was standing outside the door, struggling to find people to help me. And he was like, okay, you can come with me. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I don't know if the timer possibly already started or not. I don't know if maybe we are actually going for that or not, but I mean, if we're not, whatever.
Pennies from heaven.
The main idea of why I said we were going to do that is because I thought that was going to be the best way to actually get someone to help.
For this evening's
Why was I losing help?
Tonight, we meet two lovers born on opposite sides of sentiment.
Oh, we have the
Divided
Westfall
by
story.
generations of enmity, they are brought together by passion for dance and violence. As the song of their love rumbles across the fields, will it end in triumph or tragedy? And now, on with the show!
I love his cat form. I heard you get that from farming the Firelands.
Let's dance.
He wants to try and help me get the mount.
I'm just gonna play it cool.
Funny thing is, I don't see the timer for the Medivh Echo thing. So I don't know if we're actually doing it right or not.
Thunder Ritual.
You and me against the world, baby.
Oh boy, I'm dying. I'm dying. Ooh, okay. Huh. Uh-oh. We wrecked the opera. They've turned hostile. We gotta go. We gotta move. We gotta move. We gotta book it. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show you some of this really cool stuff. Look, these are all the bosses from the Opera Hall in the BC raid. Even though, and if I had the time and the opportunity, I would show you guys what happens if you chat with the big bad wolf here. You could actually get him to do the warning you guys have heard as a warning that everyone can set for their mod. You know, where you can tell him, hey, can you say the thing? Because the point of that moment there, of them standing there, is that they have all been either upstaged or replaced or fired. Like, they are, or they retired. Like, they're back there because they're waiting to be called upon, but because they are doing new shows in the Opera Hall, they're kind of being made as the backup for the understudies. So it's kind of hilarious in that regard that you can speak to them. They're kind of referencing as if like they are the actors waiting to do their performance, but they also know that they're not being asked to do it anymore. It's really, really funny. And you can go to the Big Bad Wolf and say, hey. Oh, okay. Oh, he's gonna go get the fragment. Okay, so we are doing it. So the way that this works, if I understand this correctly, you have to go through and you have to collect those fragments because, okay, Medivh's Echo. All right. So you have to collect these fragments for Medivh Zekro, and you have to reach him in a certain amount of time. And every fragment you get adds some time to the timer. But you can't stick around and you can't take down all the ads and everything because that's all time. So you have to quickly get the fragments and you have to move and get to certain places. I don't remember if you have to do certain bosses in a certain order or such, but I do know that you have to collect the fragments and you have to do so in a certain amount of time.
Flashlight.
Otherwise, it's not going to work, because eventually he will help. But, otherwise, he will disappear, and you'll lose your chance for the extra special secret boss fight for a chance to get the really cool secret special mount that I've shown you, which is that Ember Worm mount, which is really, really cool. It's a little easier for teammates. Can't take too much time here, because of course we are battling a clock. So for 7 minutes, we do have to get all the fragments. I don't even remember where all the fragments are. I've only gone through this like a couple of times, and I don't think I've been part of that was going for the mount that many times.
All shall be sanctified. The righteous have nothing to fear. My fire cleansed.
I'll focus on the ads while he focuses on the boss.
Never.
I need a target.
There we go. Oh, what happened? Oh! Oh yeah, the cinematic.
Our friend lies just in
Anduin
here.
Lothar? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I have to cancel this because I don't think I have time to wait.
It breaks my heart to see him like this.
Oh no! Unfortunately, because he's 120, my teammate's going to be able to do a lot of damage to these ads.
Heartbreaker.
I wonder if Medivh will ever awaken.
Does our old friend dream? Is he trapped in nightmares?
Yeah, the cutscene kind of prevented me from seeing him say stay, because he was going to go in and get the fragment and then leave. And because the cutscene kind of had the dialogue skip up, I missed out that he actually said stay. So that was my bad. I love that we can just run through here as both feline and...
Shadow rejuvenation.
Yep. Oh, I'm dead. Ah. Okay, alright. Good thing I'm a shaman and I can just, boom, instantly revive, so I'm good. Alright,
The master hasn't been himself for quite some time. Perhaps a feast will frighten his spirits.
my elemental. Oh my goodness. Ah! How did that kill me? Yep, yep. He's reviving. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. He's like, just stay on that spot. Oh, he's gonna get that fragment. See, there's a fragment right behind this boss. Poke him so you get credit.
Drag you out by your scruff.
Iron whirlwind.
Alright. There we go.
Will breaker. Iron whirlwind.
Go, wolves, go! I'll just... Zoom. Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Iron whirlwind. Iron whirlwind.
Oh, okay, there's a,
May I take your jacket? Stop troubling the master's
I?
guests.
Take your jacket. I'll just stay here and just keep, poke, 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 poke. But yeah, obviously it's a callback to, the boss from, yeah, oh my goodness, did I just get another legendary? Oh my gosh, I got another legendary!
Enough of this weakness, boy! Contain your magic!
Too much power.
Alright, cancel the cutscene, because we can't do this. Receive the keys. Oh my gosh! Wow! Alright, 12 minutes.
Oh, gross. I feel fun.
Oh, this is hilarious.
You are a fortunate individual.
This is a
Of
Ghostbusters
course,
reference.
I'll need a sample of your brain tissue.
Peter Vinkner and Igana Spangley. Did you see the dialogue there? I'll try and go over this a little more once we finish here, because obviously we're trying to do a speed run here. We have plenty of time. We do have 12 minutes, but still. You know, I just realized if he already has this mount and it drops, that means it's going to be available for me. Oh, I'm so excited. Gotta heal myself.
It's too far away.
Huh. Wow, he's like aggroing everything.
Shield smash. Shield smash.
Oh, my pitties. Oh.
Shield smash.
Alright, we gotta move. We gotta move. I don't want to make him do all the work. I want to be involved in helping. I want to contribute. There's the other boss for the other mount that you can get in here. Okay, I need to...
For many years, our countless hunts provided gain for the master's
Please don't tell me
team.
I aggroed him.
These days, we hunt for sport and the glory of the kill.
Guess we're trying to get rid of all the ads in this room. I wonder if there's another fragment.
For many years, our countless hunts provided gain for the master's team. These days, we hunt for sport and the glory of the kill.
Alright, well, there they are. That's the updated version of the mount from the Kharazhan raid from BC that you can get. It looks awesome, and I really hope it drops for either of us.
faithful Midnight. Well, well. Another group of thieves trying to steal my horse. Time to face my quarry toe-to-toe.
There it goes.
Become the hunted.
Nope. Oh well. We tried. Zoop. Where'd you next? Aw, thank you. Gave me a drape that I didn't have the, I guess, the appearance to. Nice. Alright, if I recall... Oh, okay, so you do have to defeat a certain amount of bosses, I guess, to get them out. Okay. I forgot all the requirements for the for this to work. Oh, that's right. There's that other fragment. That's why. I had forgotten whether we had gotten all the fragments. Oh boy! Ow! 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 Give my teammate a heal there. Boys, I'll tell you what, that makes me want to go see what I need to do to get my druid to have that. Even though I don't play, I don't main feral, I main guardian, but still, that's an awesome looking form for your cat form.
Target.
There we go. Alright. Alright. So here we are. Alright, so we have 11 minutes, so we got plenty of time. Yep, yeah. Yep. Oh boy. Alright, so this is cool because we're actually going outside, but we're actually not. Oh boy, gotta watch my health. Okay. Huh, I thought for sure he was down there. Because this goes to the next section of the dungeon. Oh, wait, no, I think defeating this boss is also required. That's right, you have to go here and you have to defeat this boss, who also has a fragment, and then you go back out. I think it's 5 fragments now that I'm, now my memory's kind of jogging a bit on what the said requirements are supposed to be to pull off this speed run. Okay, hold
Welcome
on.
to the...
Terminate intruders!
Deterrent
Get
activated.
my buddies out to help out. Oh god.
Deterrent activated.
Oh gosh.
Countermeasures deployed.
Okay, this is not going so well. We are not doing all that great. No, never mind. We are getting him. It's just it's just painful.
Summon volatile energy.
How are they chucking me through the wall? Come on.
Overload in progress. Pyramids is no longer
There we go.
operational.
There's the fragment. We're good though. We have plenty of time. We have 8 minutes. Alright, so now he's got to grab the fragment. And that gives us 5. Medivh's presence. There we go, yep. You have gained greater, if short-lived, insight into Medivh's mind and past. So now this is where we go down to that area that he's at. Ow. Yep. Uh-oh. Alright, let's just run. Let's just run. We can't take too much time here. Okay, so now we go out here after collecting the fragments. And there's the echo of Medivh. Image of Medivh, yep. One night in Kharazhan. Huh. So this is cool. So here comes a dragon. It's Arcanagos.
You've got my attention, dragon. You'll find I'm not as easily scared as the villagers below.
Your dabbling in the arcane has gone too far, Medivh. You've attracted the attention of powers beyond your understanding. You must leave Kharazhan at once.
You dare challenge me at my own dwelling? Your arrogance is astounding, even for a dragon.
I love that it's the same voice actor from Warcraft 3.
A dark power seeks to use you, Medivh. If you stay, dire days will follow. You must hurry. We don't have much time.
I do not know what you speak of, dragon. I will not be bullied by this display of insolence. I'll leave Kharazhan when it suits me.
You leave me no alternative. I will stop you by force if you won't listen to reason.
He should not have angered me. I must go. Recover my strength now.
What have you done, wizard? This cannot be! I'm burning from within! I'll reduce you to ashes!
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, he's right, I forgot. It's not a guaranteed drop. It's only guaranteed drop if you have a full group.
I shall exterminate you from the air!
Ah! My heals do nothing for my teammate. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Holy mackerel. Ah!
I will end you!
Oh my gosh. Ah! No! No, the charter. Oh, I died! Ugh.
Weak-willed mortals!
That charred earth, it's all over the ground.
My weapon!
I think if I'm dead, it's not gonna credit.
Await me.
Oh, never mind. Okay, he's gonna revive me. Okay. Yes! Yes! I got it! Yes! Now let's finish the rest of the dungeon, please. Oh, yes! I got the mount! I love how he's giving me a speed boost. I didn't think that's how it worked on Feral. I thought it was just for yourself, but if you're giving your teammates a boost, that's awesome. Now, what would be also great is if it's the ability is acknowledging that I'm using my Ghost Wolf form. So it's like, oh, look, a Feral Druid using its cat form and a Ghost Wolf. Let's give them both a speed boost. That'd be awesome acknowledgement from the game. Like how I realized the reason that Liadrin wasn't wielding the Quell d'Alas or Quell d'Alar blade that you can get in Wrath. She wasn't wielding it in the cutscene that I showed you guys is because I haven't done that quest line on this character. So it acknowledged, oh, you haven't done that quest line where she gets the weapon, so we're going to make it where she doesn't have the weapon or doesn't show that she has a weapon. Okay, check this out. It's another Medivh cutscene.
Now you're ready to oversee the tower's protection in my absence.
Defense protocols activated.
I must remember to shut you down from time to time. Overuse might cause you to become erratic.
Haha. He's probably waiting for me on the other side going, what's taking you so long? I was watching the cutscene. I was showing it for my viewers.
This is who I am. I was taken from birth, polluted from before my conception. A bad seed grown to bear bitter fruit.
Oh, Medivh.
Frostbite.
Hello, champions. I've been expecting you.
I'm trying so hard not just to contribute, but not do not get killed.
So, here comes.
Man, Wind Shear is so great for bosses like that. Aww. Players like this are always reminders to myself. Oh, watch this. Whee! Look at this. Yeah, if you thought the craziness of Kharazhan stopped in BC, you are wrong. Now check this segment out here. What a great falling sequence this is. Oh, funny, you can get completely stuck in this. I did with one other character I was doing this with. Medivh's footlocker. So look at this. We're tiny. We are very tiny. Ow. Ah! Okay. Ah! Ah! Okay. I don't think we can actually open this right now. Nope. Can't reach the latch, of course. Because we're tiny. Oh gosh! An army of rats! Remy, call off your family! Guess he shares my hatred of spiders. Die, spider! There we go. I'm rooted. Ah!
Arcane bomb.
Alright. Go get him, boys!
Energy void.
Oh boy. Run away from that. Run away, little girl! Run away! Look, if I can't have the actual character do that for you myself,
Coalesce power.
I may as well do it myself. Without the void warning, and we're back. And we're big. We're back to being normal size. So now we can open the footlocker. Nice! Oh, cutscene.
It couldn't have been helped, you know. We tried to alter it, but it was all part of a larger scheme.
I know. All part of a greater cycle. A cycle that now at last may be broken.
Ah, poor Medivh. Just reminding him that I'm trying to show as much of this as I can for the purposes of showing the story of this dungeon. Just so he's not like, why are you taking so long? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm recording this. Ah! Oh, I gotta be careful. They can knock you over the edge here. You gotta get clear of this. So that we don't get knocked off. Oh, the chess boss. Though this one's a little different from the one from the original Kharazhan. I guess we do have to take out the pawns, the other chess pieces. Take down the king now? Alright, let's get him. There we go. Hey, Khadgar.
Interesting. You've done your part, but I still can't find a way to...
Medivh.
I've left so many fragments of myself throughout this tower.
Medivh?
I will open the way. While you battle that fiend, I will sever the tower's connection to Legion worlds. I suggest we be quick about it.
remember the connection that Khadgar and Medivh have. This was something that they touched upon in the Warcraft movie.
Presence radiates through the nether, a beacon drawing in the legions.
This guy can be... Oh man, he can be quite difficult.
This tower will serve as a conduit.
Oh gosh! Ah! Oh no! Oh no!
One battle remains.
Oh, that beam from that ship does so much damage.
Yield to us.
Oh, that's right. We had to go for do this whole teleport thing, ship to ship.
Burning blast. Burning
boy.
blast.
This guy does so much damage.
Preparations are complete. It is time to begin the end. Behold, the doorway opens to your doom.
Yes.
Was flawless.
All right, so there should
The
be another.
demons have been purged from
here.
Kharazhan. Thank you, champions. Medivh,
It's blocking
you have
Khadgar.
been a welcome ally in our war against the Legion.
My path leads elsewhere. Besides, Azeroth has found her guardian in you, young trust.
I have made it clear before. I do not want such power.
You have all the power you will ever need, Khadgar. It is your heart, your courage, that makes you this world's guardian. And a better one than I ever was.
Wow.
I don't know what to say, Medivh.
Enough sentiment. Hear these words before I depart. It may be simpler to shut a door than to pass through it, but sometimes a step into the unknown is required to break the bonds of fate. There is much that lies ahead for all of us. Farewell.
Farewell,
The
Medivh.
bonds of fate. I must consider those words. Until next time, champions.
All right. All right, so now that we have gone through all that and we are able to kind of take a moment to catch our breath, let me go over a bit more of what we were going through. So let me see if I can actually... How far back can I go? The curator. Okay, so not that far. So, as I was saying, when you go through the Opera Hall and you defeat the boss and you go backstage, you saw the different characters who played the bosses from the Burning Crusade Kharazhan raid, and you talk to them. They each say something kind of funny, like the Romeo and Juliet ones. They're like all like, I think he's like, ugh. If only she would actually, do better at her line reading, or they say like lines against each other like that, and like the best one though is the big bad wolf one, because if you go to the woman and you like say like, oh what, oh my, what big, and she was like, oh thank you dear, you don't have to read my lines, I know all of them very well. But if you talk to the big bad wolf and he's like, ugh, I can't believe that I'm back here like not getting to do anything, and you can say, hey, can you please say the thing, and he's like, I don't do that anymore, and you're like, please say it, I'm a fan, and he's like, all right, fine. And then he does the run away little girl, run away, and then he just says, you're welcome. It's wonderful. Just a wonderful nod to those of us who love using that as our raid warning. So then you saw the whole thing with Medivh and Arcanagos there, that conversation. It's like Arcanagos was... I don't know when exactly that takes place. If that took place maybe before the events of what you saw there in Warcraft 1, where Sargeras was controlling him. I don't know if that was... I'm guessing that's when it took place, because he's like trying to warn Medivh. And then you saw how powerful Medivh was, right? He changes him into that other dragon thing, which I guess I'll now go ahead and take a moment so we can take a look at it closer. Oh yes, I'm so happy I got this. Ah, there it is, the smoldering ember worm. Wonderful. I was really hoping to get this mount someday, and we were able to pull it off. Thank you so much to Gat Zolsort on the Etrig server. Thank you so much. You were so kind. Thank you very, very much for helping me do that. And be able to show that, some of that at least, for this video, to show the story of it. And you guys saw some of those other ones. Arcanagos sought to turn Medivh away from experiments into the arcane, but the influence of Sargeras had corrupted the wizard too deeply, and the great dragon paid for the transgression with eternal burning agony. And so then, let's kind of, I guess, jump forward here in the dialogue. And yeah, then you saw that cutscene there in the library, where it was basically a callback to when Lothar and Khadgar had to kill Medivh in Kharazhan. And this was shown to a degree, or recreated, I guess, in the Warcraft movie. That's what that was. And so then after the chess event, we're going through, and you see someone who looks like Medivh. Now, some people have debated whether or not that was actually Medivh. I think it was. I think that was the real Medivh, because he has said that what's left of him is tied to the tower. So how much of Medivh actually still remains in, like, this dimension and this setting is tied to Kharazhan itself. At least that's what I believe. That's how it's said. So he says he'll open the way. But here's the dialogue I want to touch upon, which is going to lead into what we do next in the Tomb of Sargeras raid. At the end, when we have been purged from Kharazhan. Thank you. Medivh, you'd be a welcome ally in our war. My path leads elsewhere. Besides, Azeroth has already found her guardian in you, young Truss. Now, this calls back to that Harbinger short film that I showed you guys in that one video, the three that were Illidan, Gul'dan, and Khadgar. The Khadgar one was he went to Kharazhan, which leads into the dungeon. And then a Nathrezim impersonating Medivh is trying to convince him to become the next guardian, or take up the power of the guardian. Basically trying to deceive him in that way. And so when he says that, Khadgar says, I have made it clear before, I do not want such power. But then this is where you can tell it's really Medivh, the real Medivh. You have all the power you will ever need, Khadgar. It's your heart, your courage, that makes you this world's guardian, and a better one than I ever was. And can you imagine how that must make Khadgar feel, hearing that from him, hearing that from Medivh? Because if you remember, if you know your lore, and if you have seen the movie, you know that there was that connection there between Khadgar and Medivh. And so he's like, I don't know what to say. But then this is what Medivh says that is a big moment for Khadgar in this expansion, which plays into what happens in the Tomb of Sargeras. Hear these words before I depart. It may be simpler to shut a door than to pass through it, but sometimes a step into the unknown is required to break the bonds of fate. There is much that lies ahead for all of us. Farewell. Simpler to shut a door than to pass through it, but sometimes a step into the unknown is required to break the bonds of fate. Remember those words when we go into the Tomb of Sargeras, because it becomes a huge, pivotal moment. And Khadgar even says, the bonds of fate. I must consider those words. So, that was the Return to Kharazhan dungeon. Really awesome dungeon. Nice Easter eggs and throwbacks to the original Kharazhan. Of course, nice incentive to be able to get a mount like this. So, my teammate reminded me, the way the odds work, the drop rate works for this, it's 20% per member of a group. So, if you have a full 5-man group doing the dungeon, it's a 100% drop for one person in the group. But if it's 4, it's 80%, 3, 60%. As he said, because there was 2 of us, there was a 40% chance of it dropping. And if you were to solo this, it's only a 20% chance. So, because he already had the mount, it dropped for me. And I cannot thank that player enough for helping me do that. Not just for recording it for this playthrough, but to also help me get this mount. Sadly, we didn't get the... let me show you what the other mount was. Midnight. Right here. This is the updated mount for Return to Kharazhan. For the same boss, Attune the Huntsman. So if you want to compare, let's see. Attune the Huntsman? What am I doing? I'll just I'll go here just to remind myself what it's labeled. Kharazhan. Fiery Warhorse Reigns. Alright. So here's the one back from BC Kharazhan. Still cool looking. And then here is the updated one for Return. Awesome. It's kind of a cross between that and a skeletal warhorse that you can get at Undercity if you're part of the Horde. So, yeah, it has a very low chance of dropping. In fact, I think if I go to rarity here, let me see. Come on. Sometimes it's just so fidgety on whether or not it's... here we go. Come on. It's right down here. Alright. Midnight's Eternal Reigns. So it's just a drop from Attune the Huntsman, a 1 in 100 chance. So basically a 1% chance of it actually dropping. So, very rare dropped mount, but as you can see, it's really cool. And if you don't have this mount, then you have incentives to go through this to get 2 mounts. Now, I'm not entirely sure about this, because according to the adventure guide, if you look at it, if you have this set to heroic, it doesn't show the mount listed as a loot drop. But as soon as you switch it to mythic, then it shows up. So I think this is only possible to get if you do this on mythic, not heroic. So I would say grab a few friends together, especially if you're 120, and if you know the steps, you got to make sure to know the steps, because I forgot all the steps. I forgot that you had to go do the curator, go to that other boss down there. You had to get the 5 fragments, and then you had 5 minutes to get to the Echo of Medivh outside. So as long as you have someone who knows the steps and is like, hey, follow me, just let me do this, and you bring them to just kind of help clear everything really fast, including the bosses, then you should be good to be able to have a chance to get this awesome looking mount. So... and boy, does this mount look great with my transmog right now. This is a great mount for a shaman that has this kind of armor set. Ugh. Looks so great. Absolutely awesome. It's just as cool as the mounts you can get from Ice Crown. The Frost Brood Vanquishers. So that was the Return to Kharazhan dungeon, as I said, and hopefully, and this should be a little easier to do since groups keep getting together for this. Hopefully, the next part will be us going into the Tomb of Sargeras to face Kil'jaeden once and for all. Stay tuned.